Hey guys, this is Paulo. I'm very excited to be here together with you guys. And this is a very special Zoom. So if right now you have any distractions at hand, if you have your television on, switch it off. If you have your mobile phone, switch it off. If you have your children there with you in the room, switch them off. No, it's a joke, right? No, but the reason I say that today is very exciting is because I'm gonna introduce someone to you today that is very special. It is someone that within my network marketing career 10 years ago has made a huge impact. And before I'm going to introduce her, I just want to share a story from how I got to know about her and how I got impressed, right? So it was 10 years ago. I'm still a lot into personal development. I always say that in Go, I'm a product of the product, right? Because I've been going to the seminars, I've been reading the books, I've been listening to the audios, and I went to a seminar of success resources in Amsterdam. That was back in 2013. And I remember that I got triggered to go because there were amazing speakers. Like I remember Robert Kiyosaki was there and many other great speakers that were there. And as I was sitting, it was a 3-day event. As I was sitting, listening, making notes, at a certain moment, this woman got introduced. Her name is Sherry Tree. And she got introduced, people were excited, people were clapping, but I never heard of her before, back then. So I just start making notes, and she had such a power. She had such an impact that, it really changed my mind and the narrative about how I think about communicating with my prospects. Because before, everyone knows this basic personality types of tests. Like, are you a shark or are you a dolphin or are you a whale, right? Very basic. But she really cracked the code. She really brought this to the next level with her bank system. Yeah, she will speak about it a lot more to exactly explain you guys what banks hold. She has been writing books. She has been invited all over the world, giving seminars. And this book as well, I have it at home. Make sure you get it and make sure as well that you learn from it. But even without the book, we're very privileged, right, to have her as part of our platform. So upcoming Monday, the 12th, she will be part of it. And you will be able to access all of her content. What I can tell you is priceless. Because let me tell you, back in 2013, after I saw everything what she explained, I was like, man, I need to get more. And I wish that I had my whole team with me. So by the end of this session, I went to the VIP section and I started speaking with her and Esther back then. And I speak with Sherry and I say, Sherry, I have a big organization. At that time, I was just 1 year in network marketing, but I was growing very, very fast. And I say, listen, I have a big organization. I'm not from Amsterdam. I'm from Rotterdam. That's 1 hour drive from here. But I would really love to have a private session booked from you with my team. What can we do? Like, what will it cost if you do that? And she said, well, first of all, I want you to buy 2 VIP packages. I don't remember the amount, but it was quite an amount. And on top of that as well, obviously there were some expenses for her to come over. And I remember I promoted this so hard in my team. It was in Hilton Hotel Rotterdam. There was a big queue of people lined up, all from my organization. We completely packed the hall, and she gave such an impact that from that day, from that moment, my business was never the same. It skyrocketed. I made promotion after promotion, all thanks to Cherry Tree. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to take more time. I just want to introduce to you the person that's gonna crack the code, the person that will introduce bank to us. Stay tuned, grab your pen and paper. This is valuable. And I'm really looking forward to celebrate your success based on this content. Looking forward to see you guys soon. Take care.
Hey Go team, it's Sherry Tree and I'm super excited to be with you today. Congratulations on registering and attending this incredible training. The Zoom lines are packed and I'm gonna have a lot of fun with you. I'm Sherry Tree. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Codebreaker Technologies, and we are the world leader in personality coding technologies. Now, here's what's cool. Is due to the success of the program that I'm going to be training you on and inside of the Go Learn platform, we've gotten a chance to really do some amazing things in the world. First of all, I've been invited to speak and teach and deliver the messaging that you get access to at Harvard University in their business, innovation, and entrepreneur master's level program, Harvard University. On top of this, I've been featured in Forbes, and Forbes says what I'm about to teach you is the future of sales. Imagine that. We've been invited to come train and teach at Google Corporation. Google, massive, massive company. And we've been invited to speak and keynote at the United Nations AI conference because of some of the massive, innovative technology that we've been creating. Now, everything that we've been doing is because we have a mission as a company. Our mission is to connect, and empower humanity. That's you here at Go. We want to connect and empower humanity. And we've developed the tools, the training, and the technology, the methodology to be able to help us do just that. Now, our mantra as a company is to make people matter. We're going to teach you how to make people matter. And that resonates in today's marketplace. Could you imagine as you go out there and grow your Go Global team, that you're using a methodology that makes people matter, that makes people feel seen, heard, and understood? Now, I've got some inside secrets of what I'm going to be training you and introducing you today, and then doing a much deeper dive and layering on this training inside the Go Learn platform. So if you're excited, and you're fired up, I want you to enter into the chat box, say, I'm ready. Type that into the chat box, I'm ready. Because when you're ready, I'm ready to get this party started. Okay, so let's go. I want to invite you to take some notes and really pay attention, because what I'm about to teach you can transform your business, your income, and your life forever. All right? Okay, so I'm going to start off by asking you a question. Go team, do you think it's possible for one idea to change the world? I want you to type yes into the chat box if you believe it's possible that one idea can change the world. Type yes into the chat box. And the one idea that I want to give to you today that can transform the world is a four-letter word called bank. B-A-N-K. Right here. Bank. Now this little four-letter word right here is very, very powerful. And I want to give you a quick little introduction to it. Ultimately, bank is the art and science of influence. We have deconstructed the art and the science of influence. And when you learn the bank system, you will become far more influential. Bank is personality-based, meaning it's rooted in the principles of the 4 personality types dating back thousands of years. And with a very powerful modern day twist that when you use it to grow your Go team, will create extraordinary results. Bank is also profit focused. Why? Because we want you to make a lot more money. See, if you've ever had any type of belief systems that you don't deserve money or that you're never going to make a lot of money, I want you to get rid of that. That is bad thinking. I want you instead to flip the paradigm and to realize that more money makes good people better. You see, if you've read Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, he talks about money being the root of all evil. And the truth is, no. The Bible says the love of money is, and Rich Dad says it's also the lack of money. The reality is you need a lot of money to be successful in today's world. With what's happening in our global economy, with inflation rates, and all of the things that are happening around the entire world, you and your family deserve to have a lot of money, not only to create financial freedom for yourself, but the chance at creating extraordinary wealth. And you have that incredible opportunity right here at Go. So you deserve to absolutely make a lot more money, and bank is designed to help you put money in the bank. Who's excited about that? Say yes. Type yes into the chat box if you are ready to make a lot more money. Bank is also people-centered, because at the core of every single relationship that you go out there in life, in business, as you talk about Go and the opportunity affiliated with it, as you build relationships with your friends and your family, as you talk to customers or vendors or partners or clients or leads, you're dealing with human beings, people. And we have the solution to understanding people like never before using Bank. And lastly, as I mentioned earlier, Bank is purpose driven because we are considered a for-profit impact company. See, by teaching you the Bank methodology, you're going to be able to go out there and make a difference for people, not just a dollar. And this is what's going to create extraordinary happiness and success for you and your family, the team that you build, and even the chance to make and leave a legacy. So this is the power behind the Bank system. Bank was ultimately designed to help you do three things. Number one, increase your influence so that you are far more influential and people actually want to listen to you. They want to meet with you. They want to do business with you. They want to join your team, right? How many of you would want to be more influential? Okay, I can see you raising your hands. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Bank was also designed to increase your income, right? Remember, I just talked about money. Raise your hand if you want to make a lot more money. Say yes. Okay, yes. And Bank was designed to help you increase your impact so that you can do good in the world. You can do good in your community. You can do good in your family. And you can do good for all of humanity. So Bank is the secret that I'm going to be teaching you about and deconstructing. And it's designed to help you make a lot more money. Now, that being said, let's talk a little bit about money. Let's talk a little bit about the industry that we're in here in direct sales, network marketing with the Go Global opportunity. I want to talk about the industry at large, which is a massive, massive industry. Matter of fact, there's been more people in the industry than ever in the history of direct sales and network marketing. There's over 118 million people that are actively business owners, distributors, or entrepreneurs that are affiliated with this industry. So if you're sitting here thinking like, I wonder if anyone else is ever going to do this, yes, hundreds of millions of people are joining network marketing. Number two, if you're wondering, is the industry legitimate? Is what I'm doing and selling for real? And the answer is absolutely yes. More than $192 billion of companies' products and services were sold through this channel just in a single year combined. Okay, these are recent statistics. So the industry is absolutely validated and it's growing more than ever before. So now let's take a look at what's happening inside the industry for people who are part of the opportunity. Unfortunately, when we look into these numbers, the average numbers aren't so great. Let me share with you what I mean by that. Roughly 90% of people that are involved in direct selling and network marketing earn less than $500 a year. Now, of course, to some, that might be enough. Maybe they just wanted to get some free product, and that's okay. There's no judgment. But if you aspire to make a lot more money for you and your family so that you can get to financial independence and maybe even wealthy, part of the wealthy 1% club, you need to make a lot more than that. But the odds are stacked against you. Don't worry, we've got the solution for you. On top of it, the average person in network marketing only ever recruits 2.2 people into their business. Now that's a challenge because here at Go, part of the game is to build a large team. Because this is a game of distribution. This is about selling as many Go packages as we can to the Go Learn Academy and platform and having a lot of people purchasing and joining and signing up. So we certainly want you to do a lot better job than recruiting just 2 people. The average lifespan of someone lasting in the business is roughly only 90 days. Well, that creates a lot of turnover. Okay, so the average person isn't rank advancing beyond their first rank that you're given, right? Your G1 rank. Well, we want to help you get progressively through all of the ranks, and that requires leadership, and it requires sales volume and distribution growth, right? The first two. And of course, the fourth category is that your average customer only stays purchasing the product for an average of 6 months, which means twice a year, you have to start from scratch and rebuild your business. Now, those are worldwide global averages. That does not mean that's what's happening here at Go, and especially why they brought this content, myself, Sherry Tree, and the Bank system to your Go Learn platform, because we're going to help you to beat the numbers. We're going to help you to beat the odds. Our goal here with the bank methodology at Go is to help you optimize your business and maximize your results in 4 key areas of your Go business. Revenue, which is your ability to sell like never before and earn income. Recruiting, which is your ability to recruit more team members to your team so that you can expand far and wide and expand regionally, expand nationally, expand internationally. Rank, which is to move up from the G1 to G7 and beyond so that you're actually growing a sizable business with massive and passive income streams. And of course, retention, which means that you actually have people who want to stay with you, both customers who want to buy the world's best learning platform from you, and team members who want to stay affiliated with you and the Go business opportunity. So, revenue, recruiting, rank, and retention. And I want to help you get the best of all of that. Now, here's what's cool. We've had studies done on the bank system that says, hey, can bank actually make a difference for you and your business? Is bank actually scientifically validated? Can it, in fact, move the needle to create these types of results? Well, I'm very happy to say that we've had a lot of studies done on the bank methodology, and the reports have come back and published specifically in network marketing that if you use bank in the sales and recruiting process, you are likely to sell 86% more sales volume, 86% more, almost double what you're currently doing right now. And your recruiting can go up 192% just by using bank. Now, for you leaders that are out there, imagine what could happen if everybody on your Go team started using the bank system. Imagine what could happen to the sales volume of the packages that you're selling out there for the education credits, and imagine what could happen for the growth of your team as people are being recruited and coming and joining the network. This creates explosive growth. And I want to share with you a personal story. When I unlocked the power of bank, and I'll take you back to the very beginning, but when I realized what it could do for me, I then realized what it could do for every member of my team and my downline. I was in network marketing. And so I rolled bank out across my entire sales organization, and I got to where I made it mandatory. Now, that might almost seem a little bit crazy. I was fanatical about this bank methodology, but here's what happened. In one single month, I got 200 people trained on bank. And my income went from $8,000 in 1 month, $8,000 in a month, to $261,000 US dollars in 28 days. The month was February, the shortest day of the month, and I climbed over $250,000 in commissions. How is that even possible? Could you imagine? Well, how I made it possible was because I institutionalized bank into the culture of my entire team. So leaders, I want you to pay attention. This isn't just a course that you're going to get access to in the Go Learn platform. This is something that you absolutely want to make sure that every single person joining your team buys enough credits that they can redeem it in the Go Learn platform and consume the additional training on bank, so that we're going to teach you how to absolutely create explosive growth for you and for your entire business. Okay, if you're ready to get started, type in the chat box, get started. Type it in the chat box right now, get started. And I'm going to take you on a deeper dive down this concept. All right. So let's go back to the very beginning. I want to unlock the secret to ultra high performance. Have you ever wondered what makes top producers and why everybody else seems to struggle? Do you know a whole company's executive team is trying to figure out how can we clone our top producers and how can we turn the average person into an above average person? Well, the good news is I've got the secret, and the secret is this 4-letter word called bank. So here's where we get started. A few weeks ago, I came out here on one of your Zoom sessions and kind of started to share the beginning of the idea. Today, I'm going to take you deeper, and I'm going to reveal the secrets, the science, and the system that can increase your influence, your income, and your impact up to 300% using this powerful concept called bank. So where do we start? Let's start with a quote from Robert Kiyosaki. the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. Definitely, you absolutely must read his book if you're going to build a successful business. He's got great mindset training on how to create income and wealth for you and your family. And being a part of Go is absolutely the right strategy. Now, one of the things he says is, he said the ability to sell is the number one skill in business, the number one. It's not the number two, it's not the number three, it's the number one skill, the ability to sell. You see, in network marketing here at Go, you're going to sell the products, which is subscription education packages to the Go Learn platform. You also need to sell the dream of joining the business, the opportunity to build your own business, to create financial freedom for you and your family. You're going to sell the system of getting everybody signed up and plugged in and trained on bank and using that to sell and recruit and repeat until rich. So you're selling a lot of things. Sales equals influence. And yet here's the challenge. The challenge is, with most traditional sales training, and you may have been trained on a lot of these different methodologies before in sales, is that we have been programmed to believe a lie. We've been programmed to believe one of the greatest lies ever told, when we were told that sales was a numbers game. Now ask yourself, have you ever been told, have you ever heard that sales was a numbers game before? And then we were told that in order to get more yeses, we had to get more what? More no's. And I know you could answer that question, because no matter where I teach this anywhere around the world, the answer is always the same thing. We've been told that in order to get more yeses, we have to get more no's. And for 5 years, I believed it. For 5 years, I did everything they said I should do. I read books. I listened to audio programs. I attended the webinars just like you are doing right now. I attended the seminars. I attended the training events. I attended the company conferences. I hired coaches and trainers and mentors and paid money I didn't have so that I could be successful playing the numbers game. And over that 5-year period, I grew my income from $700 my first year, that was my first year network marketing income, to over $72,000 in that 5-year period. And by that point, I was working full-time, 60 to 80 hours a week. And at that point, I'm like, I've gotten enough rank advancements that I had, some success in the company. But the truth is, between me and you, I didn't feel successful. Where I was living in the United States, $72,000 a year was not a lot of money. And the reality is, I was $30,000 in credit card debt, paying for all these programs. I was renting an apartment because I couldn't qualify for the home. The mortgage company said you don't make enough steady income. And I was driving a salvage title BMW, playing the fake it till you make it game. Now, my car was so broken, even though it was a BMW, it was so broken that I had to drive around with a set of jumper cables, if you can imagine that, a set of jumper cables, because my car would spontaneously die in random places, and that was the life that I was living. And the truth is, in network marketing, I felt like I was supposed to be selling a dream, and yet I was living a nightmare. I don't know if any of you can relate to this. Maybe Go is not the first company that you've been a part of, and that's okay. Whether it's your first or your last, it's wonderful that you're here and that you're getting access to innovative, disruptive training that can change the course of your future. You see, it was at this point, my friends, that I was having a challenge. I felt like something was broken. To be honest, I wasn't sure whether or not it was me that was broken, or perhaps maybe it was the system that was broken. Now, the good news is it actually wasn't me, and it's likely not you either. It was, in fact, the system. The system was programming people like me to fail by teaching me that sales was a numbers game, by teaching me to simply dial for dollars or put out a number of emails or posts or go knocking on doors or meeting people or doing whatever I had to do. And the reality is that was the definition of insanity. The reality is I woke up and said, that's actually the dumbest thing I've ever heard, because the truth is, in order to get more yeses, you actually have to get more yeses, not more no's. Now, I want you to type yes into the chat box. If you want to just simply learn how to go for yes, type yes into the chat box. Forget go for no, forget it. Forget it. Terrible advice. I'm going to teach you how to go for yes. And I want you to type yes into the chat box if you want to absolutely go for yes. And I want you to blow that chat box up like boom, yes. Okay. So the secret that I want to share with you, remember I said I'm going to teach you the secret, the science, and the system today. The secret is that sales is not a numbers game. Sales is not a numbers game. Sales is a people game. Sales is a people game. You are in the people business. You are in the relationship business. Relationship by definition means you are doing business with people. And this is where I want to go deeper with you, my friend. Okay? Now, there's a lot of you that are here right now. So we're going to transition to part 2 of what I wanted to share with you today, which is now the science. The secret was that sales was not a numbers game, it's a people game. Let's talk about the science, and the type of science I want to talk about is the science of people. It's called personality science. Now, if I were to ask you a question, do you think selling is an art or a science? Type it in the chat box. Is selling an art or a science? Type one of them in the chat box. An art or a science? Okay. And I get to see both answers. Selling is an art and selling is a science. Here's the deal. Selling is only an art if you know the science. Boom. Selling is only an art if you know the science. So the science that I want to teach you right now is something called personality science. And this is the idea where there are different types of people. Now, this idea I did not invent. It actually dates back thousands of years to a Greek philosopher named Hippocrates, right? And he was known as the father of medicine. And what he discovered was that he could take the entire human race and divide them into 4 different groups of people. And each group was so different one from another, he could treat them with medicine differently, just based on what he called their personality temperament. And this is where the idea and the origin of the personality types came from. Now, when you fast forward to today's modern world, there's been millions and millions of people who have taken some form of a personality type assessment. I want you to raise your hand if you've ever taken a personality assessment too. Some of the more popular ones out there might be like DISC, D-I-S-C, or MBTI, which stands for the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, or the color code. There's ones with animals, astrology signs, strength finders, you name it. There's literally dozens of personality assessments. And in the beginning, when I took these assessments, I remember feeling fascinated with what I got to learn about myself. Like, these are cool, right? But my fascination turned into frustration when I realized not one single one of these assessments ever made me more money. Not one of them ever helped me recruit more people onto my team. Not one of them ever helped me put money in the bank. And I remember thinking, what is the point of taking all of these assessments if it doesn't put money in the bank? Because I don't know about you, but I was super frustrated. Remember, there I was stuck at an income of $72,000, feeling totally broke. But when I discovered the science and the fact that there was 4 different types of people, the question that I started asking was, where's the personality assessment who can tell me not who I am? No one ever asked. No one ever cared. But show me the assessment who can tell me who my buyer is and why they buy. Show me the assessment that can tell me exactly what makes someone say yes versus no. And friends, that assessment didn't exist. So I thought, why don't I build my own experiment? And I called my experiment BANK, B-A-N-K. Now, BANK was my interpretation of the 4 personality types based in buying behavior. You see, I have people ask me all the time, Sherry, is BANK just like DISC? Or is BANK just like MBTI? Or is BANK just like the color code? Or is BANK just like whatever version you've studied before? And my answer is yes. You can take one of those programs like DISC, D-I-S-C, and you can take BANK, B-A-N-K. And my response is that they are the exact same thing, only completely different. Now, what made it completely different was exactly what changed the game for me. You see, every other personality assessment that I'd ever used was based in psychology. I didn't care about that. I wanted the version that was based in what I call biology, spelled B-U-Y-ology, the science of buying behavior. At the end of the day, I was looking for an exact assessment that could tell me what makes someone say yes versus no, and help me do that in less than 90 seconds. So I bet at this point you're wondering, well, Sherry, what happened? Well, in using bank as simply an experiment, because I didn't know if it would work. In 1 year, I took my income from $72,000 a year to more than $500,000. $500,000, 7x the income, 7 times the income. I want you to type 7x into the chat box. If you at Go would love to see your income climb 7 times in 1 single year, type 7x into the chat box. And the best part about it is my time working went from 60 to 80 hours a week away from my family down to just 20 to 30. I felt like I was working part-time and making full-time massive income. And at this point, my dreams began to come true. Within 3 years, using the bank system, my income was now over $1 million a year. And I've got something I want to show you. Okay, this right here is a ring that my company gave me when I became the company's first $1 million a year earner, $1 million a year. You can see maybe on the camera, my last name, kind of, it's out of focus, Tree. So you can see this is my real ring. And that's what I got when I earned over $1 million a year. Now, I want you to type yes into the chat box if you would love a chance to make $1 million a year. Type yes into the chat box. Now, there's no guarantees, and of course it takes hard work, but it takes working smarter, not harder. You see, if you do your business at Go without bank, you're going to do a lot more of the hustle and grind. You're going to have to talk to a lot more people, build a lot more sales funnels, and convert a lot more traffic. But with bank, I could actually make a lot more money in a lot less time. I could talk to fewer people and get way more results. So bank was designed to create not only an ROI, a return on your investment. Bank was designed to create an ROT, a return on your time. And time plus money equals true freedom. At the end of the day, you likely want both. And I want you to type both into the chat box if you want to make more money and have more time. That was the secret behind the bank system. So the science, personality science, let me share with you how it works and why it works. I want you to pay very close attention. What we ultimately are going to teach you is how to crack the personality code and take it to the bank. I have something I want to show and tell with you here. This little device right here is called a cryptex. A cryptex is a combination of 2 words, cryptology, which is the science of locking up secret information, like a combination lock, and codex, which is the written script or scroll that has a secret message written on it that's locked inside this device, okay? This concept was made famous in the movie The Da Vinci Code. So if you ever saw the movie, The Da Vinci Code, there was a device that looked similar to this, a little bit different. And what was locked inside was a tiny little scroll, piece of paper. And what was written on that scroll revealed the secret to the Holy Grail. The secret to the Holy Grail. Now, the whole plot of the movie or the book was to discover what was the secret to the Holy Grail. And there was only one way to find out. You had to crack the code, right? The challenge is this little device is booby-trapped. Think of it like a ticking time bomb. Because if you failed to crack the code correctly and you didn't spell out the magic password, what you'd crack instead is a tiny little vial of vinegar. And the scroll was wrapped around that vinegar. And if you accidentally shattered the vinegar would leak out, dissolve the writing on the scroll, leaving you with what? With nothing. You're right, nothing. Now, I want you to imagine how many times is that happening to you here at Go, where you go out and you talk to your friends, your family, your neighbors, your coworkers, your colleagues, your leads, your prospects, your clients, your people about Go. And you're talking to them, and unfortunately, instead of cracking the code, you accidentally crack that vial of vinegar. and the yes turns into a no. I want to ask you, how often is that happening for you? And what is it costing you? Because I want you to imagine that every single one of your clients has a little invisible cryptex, a little one. You can't see it. Might be tucked away in their pocket or their purse. But I want you to imagine if what was locked inside this device was a tiny little piece of paper. And I want you to imagine if what was written on this piece of paper was exactly what to say to them to sell them a Go package. Imagine if what was written on this piece of paper was exactly what to say to recruit them into your Go business. How many of you, raise your hands, how many of you would absolutely want to crack this code? Right? By show of hands, how many of you? And yet, how many of you have accidentally instead cracked that vial of vinegar and you watched your sale turn from a yes to a no, just like that? Remember what I asked, how much is that costing you and how often is that happening for you? See, if you're a leader and you're teaching your entire sales organization here at Go to go for no, that is the wrong advice. That's like saying, I want you to go out there and crack vials of vinegar. I want you to go out there and lose sales. I want you to go out there and potentially ruin your relationships. No. What if there was a better way? What if there was a way that you could actually successfully crack this code? Okay, crack the code. I'm going to spell out the magic password right now and get this little device to open up. And what if everything, all of your secrets, all of your promotions from G1 to G7 and the amount of money that you can make was locked inside this device right here? All you have to do is crack the code. What's cool about this, friends, is this is a very special cryptex. If you look closely, this cryptex was custom made for me and my company. It's called the Da Vinci line. The person who made this cryptex was the one who made the cryptex for the movie The Da Vinci Code. Look at that. It's even labeled Bank 001. This is a limited edition series, and it was made for Sherry Tree and my partner, Esther Wildenberg. The Da Vinci line. Did you see that? It's called the Da Vinci line. So, this analogy is so real, and I want to make sure that you understand the power of this. Unlocking the yes is as simple as cracking the code. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to do it. Now, as we go a little bit deeper into the science, there was a clue. Tony Robbins, you know Tony Robbins, world famous motivational speaker, he said, let your prospect determine your presentation. And I said, well, wait a minute. If there's 4 different types of people, shouldn't I have 4 different sales presentations? And the answer is yes. But how many presentations does the average person have? And the answer is 1. And that is the greatest mistake that you and your team are making right now, is that you are delivering the same messaging to 4 different types of people. So this is typically the greatest mistake being made. And this is the mistake I want to help you fix right now, okay? Type yes into the chat box if you are excited to learn this information. Type yes, okay? I get fired up by your energy right now. So what I realized is based on whatever one was my dominant personality type, let's say it's this one, when I go talk to my matching personality type, chances are I'm going to get a yes. Obviously, right? That's the one that matches me. But then I also realized, well, when I go talk to the other 3 personality types that are not like me, chances are I'm going to get a no. That's where I break the vial of vinegar, is right here. So what this really means is that I was leaving 75% of the business on the table by simply delivering the wrong message to the wrong personality type. That's a lot of money. If you want to know how much this is potentially costing you, let's do a little bit of math. I want you to take your last year's income, whatever the number is, doesn't matter. Take your last year's income and multiply it times 3, triple it. So for easy math, if you made $10,000 last year, when you triple it, it's $30,000. If you made $100,000 last year, triple it, and it's $100,000 or euros or whatever the currency is. Pretend it's Bitcoins, okay? Whatever the triple number is, that is the amount of money you potentially lost last year not using this science. Whoa, right? That is the amount of money you potentially lost last year not using this science. That is why we call the program Bank, because once you learn this science, you can put money in the bank. Now, I want to share with you a really cool study that was done. A study was done and they said, hey, I wonder if personality types matter in the sales process. And what they came back and published was extraordinary. And I'm going to share this with you and I want you to write this down. What this group revealed, the Chally group, they revealed that only 18% of buyers will buy from a salesperson, you, who does not match the buyer's personality type. So only 2 out of 10 people on average are going to buy from you if they don't match your personality type, versus 82% success rate when personality types are aligned. Or in other words, 8 out of 10 people can say yes to you if you just simply match the personality type. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So what I figured out was all I have to do is crack the personality code and take it to the bank. I just need to figure out the bank code of my customer and then speak to them in their language in a way that unlocks the yes. And here I was closing the sale and putting money in the bank. This was a system that started to make me millions, where without it, I couldn't even break through $100,000. So wherever your income is, imagine being able to triple it and continue to triple and triple and triple. Imagine if you're a leader, if you could triple the results of your entire sales organization beneath you. Like, wow, game-changing, life-changing income. So I want to share with you and give you an example of how this works. The 4 personality types of bank, and I'm going to go into detail with you. And I've got a little set of 4 cards to show you. The B in bank stands for blueprint. The A in bank stands for action. The N in bank stands for nurturing, and the K in bank stands for knowledge. And using the example of these 4 personality types, I'm going to show you how by simply learning bank and how to speak bank to people to influence them, how you can increase your influence, your income, and your impact up to 300%. Let me show you this example. Let's say that this represents the 4 different personality types out there in the world. Okay, there's 4 different types of people, as we said. Thousands of years, this has been proven. And let's say that they each are so different from each other, it's like they speak different languages. So let's use an example, because several of you speak different languages. You may even be listening to the translation as I do this. Let's say that this blue person, the blue card for blueprint, let's say that that person speaks English. Well, when I go talk to this person in English, chances are they're going to understand me, they're going to like me, they're going to buy from me, they're going to join me. This is already your baseline. This is exactly what you're currently doing right now when you match the personality type of the person that's like you. So when you close the sale, you recruit the person in to go and you get a yes, chances are you spoke the matching code or matching language. That's wonderful. You're already good at that one. This is where bank is going to make a difference, is with the other 3 people. So let's say that this red card right here that stands for action, let's say that they don't speak English. Let's say that they speak French. And let's say that you go speak to them in English all about the amazing products at Go, the incredible educators like Eric Worre, like Sherry Tree, and so forth. Let's say you talk about the income opportunity and you do it all in English, but this person only speaks French. My question to you is, are they going to buy from you? The answer is probably no. They didn't understand anything you said. Are they going to join you in the business? The answer is probably no. They didn't understand anything you said. You spoke the wrong language. But what if, using bank, you found out this person doesn't speak English, they speak French? And what if, following our bank system, we could teach you how to communicate to this person like you're speaking French? And all of a sudden you can say, bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Chérie, j'ai habité en France pour 3 ans.
You can say, hello, Sherry, I've been living in France for 3 years.
Imagine if all of a sudden the person who speaks French hears you speaking in French, they're going to be like, wow, this is awesome. Okay, so how many of you understood what I said in French? Because you speak French. But how many of you didn't understand what I said because you don't speak French? You thought maybe it sounded cool. Got a great accent. Maybe you're in the mood for a croissant right now. But the reality is, would this person buy from you if you don't speak their language? The answer is no. Probably not. So what I just did was I just made you 100% more effective by speaking French, because in this example, you can not only close and recruit 1 for 1, you can now recruit 2 for 2 instead of 1 out of 2. So you've increased your close rate by 100%. Now, what about when you meet this third personality style? Let's say that the N for nurturing, this yellow card, they don't speak English or French. Let's say they speak, how about Romanian? Do any of you speak Romanian? Well, what if your customer, what if recruiting the next big leader was a matter of you speaking to them in Romanian? So using Bank, no problem. We identify that they're this personality style and this is how to communicate to them. So you say, bună ziua, mă numesc Sherry, am fost misionară pentru biserica mea, am locuit în România pentru un an jumate, am fost misionară, îmi pare bine. And if you speak Romanian, you know exactly what I said. And in this example, what I just did was I just became 200% more effective because I can now engage 3 out of 3. I can sell to 3 out of 3. I can recruit 3 out of 3 instead of 1 out of 3. You see how this works? So you're 200% more effective. Now, what about the fourth and final personality type, the green card that stands for knowledge? This personality type is different than these 3. And this person, let's say, doesn't speak English or French or Romanian. Let's say that this person speaks Korean. You might say, Korean? I've never been to Asia before. I don't like spicy food. But let's say recruiting the next big leader was a matter of getting a yes from this person. No problem. We identify that they speak Korean and we teach you how to deliver your messaging in Korean. You might say, 안녕하세요. 나는 한국말 조금 못해요. And there's an example of Sherry Tree speaking Korean. Now, in this case, I have made you 300% more influential, potentially increased your recruiting, your income 300% by allowing you to get and engage and close 4 out of 4 instead of just 1 out of 4. That, my friends, is the power of the bank system. It's not about you changing who you are. It's about you modifying the way that you communicate to the 4 personality styles so that you do it in a way that unlocks the yes and avoids the no. Now, if you think this is pretty cool and exciting, I want you to type bank in the chat box. Type bank if you would like to be 300% more influential and be able to sell 300% more of your Go packages and recruit 300% more people into your team and rank advance 300% faster. Type the word bank into the chat box. I want you to do that right now. Okay, do it right now. Now you can start to imagine how powerful this system can become. So I'm going to take you to the next and final level of today's training. Okay, this is our introduction to bank. I'm excited to make some really cool announcements with you today. I taught you the secret that sales is not a numbers game, it's a people game. I revealed the science, specifically personality science, based in biology, the science of buying behavior. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you the system of bank itself, B-A-N-K. Now, system is an acronym, and it's a very powerful acronym, and I want you to write this down. System stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. When you follow a system, you can save yourself time, energy, and money. And when you duplicate this system into your downline organization, you can save everybody time, energy, and money. I built the bank system so that it not only worked for me, but it could work for thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of people as well. And now the bank system can start to work for you. So the next layer of today's training, I want to just introduce you to the 4 personality styles of the bank acronym. I'm going to take you through them one by one, starting first with blueprint. The blueprint personality types value different things than the other 3 personality types. Notice I use the color blue. There's a reason for that. First of all, the acronym for this code is blueprint, which has the color blue in it. But blue is also a little bit colder color. And the person that you're talking to that's a blueprint is a little bit colder to approach. They're not super warm or red hot friendly, okay? So a blueprint has a certain set of values that they believe in, and those values drive their behaviors, and those behaviors determine their buying decisions. Whether or not they're going to buy the Go products from you, whether or not they're going to join the Go business from you is going to be based on these values. So for example, and I'm going to read them off so you can see how this works. A blueprint person values stability, structure, systems, planning, processes, predictability, responsibility, duty, rules, credentials, titles, and tradition. This is a very formal, very conservative, very risk-adverse personality type. There's someone I would consider inside the box. Now, this person, for example, has a number of things that can make or break the sale. For example, punctuality. Do you think this person wants you to be on time for an appointment? If you say, I'm going to have a call, a Zoom meeting, or let's meet for coffee, do you need to show up on time? The answer is yes. You actually need to be early. And I'll give you an example. I met with a person 2 or 3 times trying to sell them my products. They weren't ready. A blueprint usually takes a while to make a decision. Finally, they called me and said, I'm ready. Let's meet for lunch. Bring the paperwork. I'll sign it over lunch. I was so excited. I go down to the restaurant, and unfortunately, I arrived 10 minutes late to our appointment. Now, I apologized to the person. I said, I'm so sorry for being late. And I'll never forget this moment because I went to hand him the paperwork for him to sign up. And he put his hands up like this and he said, Sherry, wait, I no longer want to do business with you. I said, what are you talking about? You just called me and said you're ready to sign the contract. He said you were late. He points to his watch. You were late. And I was looking at him like, are you serious? And he said, if you've disrespected my time, and if this is the way you treat me before you have my money, imagine how I think you'll treat me once you have it. Now, when you look back at these sets of values, the question is, what values did I violate that day? Structure, stability, systems, planning, processes, predictability, responsibility, like basically all of them. So that's when I started connecting the dots and realizing, my gosh, there's certain personality types. I need to do this and not do that. So this is your blueprint personality type. You're going to learn a lot more about it in the Go Learn platform. Let's move on to the A, the action personality type. Notice I switched to the color red. These are your movers and shakers and millionaire makers. They are red, red hot. They act like they just drank Red Bull for breakfast, totally charged and on fire. Right? They only have one speed in life. It's fast. So think of the red RPM line in a car or motorcycle. And they love to be treated like VIP celebrities. So what color carpet do they want to walk down? You guessed it, red. So the red action personality type has completely different values from the blueprint. Listen to these, okay? An action personality type values freedom, flexibility, spontaneity, action, opportunity, excitement, attention, stimulation, competition, winning, having fun, and image. From head to toe, it's all for show. So the action personality type, what works for them does not work for the blueprint. What works for the blueprint does not work for the action. I've had action personality types say the reason they don't want to buy from someone like you, or the reason they don't want to join you in your business, is based on the car you drive or the clothes you wear. It may seem very shallow, but there's a reason for this personality type. And ask yourself, do you want to recruit some of these people into your Go business? The answer is going to be yes. Yes, you do. They're going to make big things happen. Look at the leaders in the organization already. Okay. So you can't afford to get a no from any of them. Let's look at the third personality type, the nurturing personality type. I switched to the color yellow. Now I use yellow because these people are warm like sunshine. They're sweet like honey, and they've got a heart of gold, right? A heart of gold. You can do this. Do this. Okay, put it up to your camera. Give me your heart. Well, the nurturing personality type has a completely different set of values than the blueprints and the actions. Let's take a look. The nurturing types value relationships, authenticity, personal growth, significance, teamwork, involvement, community, charity, ethics, harmony, morality, and contribution. This is the person that says, I care more about making a difference than I do about making a dollar. They're more about the mission of Go than the money. So it requires a completely different approach. Could you imagine if you approach this person like an action about all the money they can make? That's exactly what's going to turn this person off. They require a completely different conversation. And then that leads to the knowledge personality type, the fourth and final one. Notice I switched to the color green. The knowledge personality type is completely different from the blueprint, the action, and the nurturing. I use green because this person wants so much information. I think of Microsoft Excel's logo on the spreadsheets as green. Or in the movie The Matrix, the computer code that falls across the screen is green. Well, this person is super analytical. And that's because they have a very different set of values. Let's look at it. The knowledge personality type values learning, intelligence, logic, self-mastery, technology, research and development, science, universal truths, expertise, competence, accuracy, and the big picture. This personality type doesn't care about the hype and the promotions and the ranks and the trips. They care about what's on the Go Learn platform. What education can they consume? Can the content that they're learning be a real value add to their life, to their knowledge, to their ability to make decisions? Sometimes if you have people get stuck in analysis paralysis, they can be very heavy in the knowledge personality type. Well, the good news is, friends, we've got a solution to be able to help each personality type make the decision faster. And so you can unlock the yes instead of the no. So let's summarize a few things. When you look at these 4 different personality styles, you start to realize that, wow, people are different. You've kind of known this your whole life, but maybe for the first time, we're actually going to give you the exact science behind why they're different. Now, if I were to ask you, type into the chat box, which one do you think you are? Type B if you think you're more blueprint conservative inside the box. Type A if you think you're more action, go-getter, on fire, outside the box. Type N in the chat box if you think you're more warm, friendly, people-oriented. You're the type that would recycle the box. Or type K if you're super analytical, very smart, you're the one that would engineer the box. Type B, A, N, or K into the chat box. Tell me which one you think you are. And as you're doing that, I want you to ask yourself, how many of you feel like you're actually a combination of all 4? Raise your hand. And the answer is yes. And I would say you're exactly right. What I discovered, friends, is that every person in the world is not just one of the 4, they're actually a combination of all 4. And that's what we call your bank code, your bank code. Think of a bank code like a PIN code. If you were to take out your debit card and go put it into the local ATM machine, it would ask you for a 4-digit PIN code if you want your money to come out. Well, every single person that you're talking to in the world, especially about your Go business, has a 4-digit bank code. And if you can communicate to them in the exact sequence of their bank code, a yes is going to come out. And you essentially crack the code. So the question that I was asking was, if every human is all 4 codes, how many different code combinations are there? For example, if I switch the order of the sequence, how many different sequences are there, right? And the answer is there's 24 different bank codes. Well, what that means mathematically to you is that you have a 1 in 24 chance of delivering your message in the exact way that they need to receive it. In other words, you have roughly a 4% chance of cracking this code right here and getting this to unlock and getting the yes. 4.16 if you're a K. Well, those are not good odds, and that's why they say sales is a numbers game. That's why they say in order to get more yeses, you have to get more nos, because what they did not have that you now have is bank. Because the reality is, I didn't want to guess, and I didn't want to leave my business and my future income to chance. I didn't want to get a no. I didn't want to break the vial of vinegar. So friends, what we created with Bank is a very, very cool way of cracking someone's code in less than 90 seconds and getting it accurate 100% of the time. And if you're wondering, well, how do you do that? I'm going to teach you how to do that in my course. Part of our secret weapon is these little 4 cards right here called the bank cards. And what I would do, and I'm going to show you how this works. There's 4 different ways that we're going to teach you how to crack these codes. The first way was I would actually hand these cards to my clients, and I would say, Mr. and Mrs. Client or prospect, I want you to take a look at these 4 cards and I want you to sort them in order. Put the one that's most like you on top down to least like you on the bottom. This is going to help me serve you better and save us both some time. Then I'd shut up and I would watch what would happen. Do you know that what happened? 100% of the time, they would take the cards, sort them in order, and hand them back. And I essentially just cracked their code. I thought, you got to be kidding me. Is it seriously that easy? You see, the number one reason people do it is because the topic on the cards is about them. Their curiosity engages them, number 2. And number 3, I use the exact science of bank to communicate to them. And I'm going to show you how this works. When you get good at learning bank, you can actually speak to someone and communicate to them in their code deliberately. See, when I handed them the 4 cards and asked them to take a look at it, I'm activating the knowledge personality type who wants the information on the cards. I then said, I want you to sort them in order, top to bottom, most like you to least like you. I'm now talking to their inner blueprint, someone who wants the rules, the instructions, the format. I then said, this is going to help me serve you better. I'm now talking to the nurturing part of them that wants a relationship with me. And I end it with, and save us both some time. I'm now talking to the action personality type, which says, hurry up, chop, chop, time is money. Let's go. Get to the bottom line. So that's an example of speaking deliberately in the bank code of your customer. And when you start to do this, your sales and your recruitment at Go is going to get explosive. So this is where it starts to get exciting. This is why I went from 72,000 a year to 500,000 in a single year and over $1 million in 3 years, was because getting yes became the easiest thing I've ever done. I want you to type yes into the chat box if you want to learn this system. Type yes. Type yes into the chat box if you want to learn it. The cool thing is, and this is why the executive team at Go Global approached me and said, we absolutely want to put bank in the Go Learn platform. So this is a very, very exciting announcement. If you want to get access to this course where we're going to teach you the layers that go on top of today's learning, where we're going to give you all of the top sales tips and recruiting tips on exactly what to say to the different personality types so that you get the yes and avoid the no, then all you've got to do is activate your Go Learn credits, log into the platform, and go redeem it on the classes that we've put inside of there. There's a couple of classes that you're going to get access to right away. The first is our Bank Master Class for Sales. This is where we're going to deconstruct the secret, the science, and the system with the sales tips on exactly how to sell to each of the 4 personality types. What are the do's and don'ts to get each one of these types to say yes to you when selling your specific products? Okay, that is the first course that you absolutely want to make sure that you attend. Okay, so this is where we're going to add more depth than what I just did. This is the introduction training. Take this training, have every single person in your team, if they're not here live, make sure that they watch the recording playback, and then have them make sure that they've purchased a credit package large enough to redeem it on the courses inside the Go Learn platform, where we can teach them how to use the art and science of influence with bank so they can sell more Go packages and so that they can sell more people into the income opportunity with Go Global. This is going to supercharge the sales and recruiting of your entire business. I had one woman who worked with a network marketing company for 12 months, an entire year. She did not recruit one person, 0. She saw me come in and speak at the company's convention. She started to use the bank system. She invested money to study and learn the bank system. And do you know, in the next 30 days after using bank, she recruited 30 people into her business. 30. 12 months, 0. And 30 days within bank, she had 30 people on her team. It created massive momentum for her to start rank advancing and making more money than she'd ever made before. Incredible stories. I've had people who never made hardly any money. One woman was on welfare, single mom on welfare, heard me speak at a company conference, and she said, I want to invest the little money that I have in buying the bank system. And she began using it. And do you know, within a couple of years, she was one of their $1 million earners. She gives bank the credit for teaching her how to sell and how to recruit and how to lead her team based on the personality types of the people that were involved. Bank did that for her. Now, it's going to take some work ethic. You're going to have to go learn, literally, take the course. The other course that you're going to get access to inside the platform, as soon as it's loaded and available, which the team's going to give you an announcement, is the Bank Masterclass for relationships. You might say, relationships? Yeah, because we had so many people that wanted to learn bank for sales, but then they were coming back and saying, Sherry, I used the bank code on my spouse and it saved my marriage. And I was like, wow. And then I had other people come back to me and say, I used the bank code on my kids and it made me a better parent. And I said, wow. I had families come to me and said, Sherry, the bank system prevented a suicide in our family. I said, wow. How is this possible? Because every person in your life, not just in your business, has a bank code. Your spouse, your children, your mom, your dad, your brothers and sisters, your friends, your family all have a bank code. So we built an entire course on how to use bank in dating, in marriage, in parenting, and in your key relationships. This is going to help you be a much better human being. At the end of the day, bank is going to do 5 major things. The clients who use bank, and this is what's cool, you can sell the Go credits to customers even if they don't want to join the business. Real customers are buying our training all over the world. Friends, we've done over 300,000 bank code assessments. We've got clients in over 100 different countries, and now you at Go get the opportunity to share this product with the world. And you have a chance to be able to market and sell it on the Go Learn platform. This is a massive, huge opportunity. Why the clients invest in bank is for 5 main reasons. 5 main areas that someone can optimize their impact and influence. Number 1 is their communication. We will absolutely increase their communication skills, making them far more influential in their communication when they learn how to speak to the 4 personality styles. Huge influencer. Number 2 is they can use it in their business. We've got all different types of customers using it in their business. Salespeople of all types, not just inside of Go, not just your downline, but imagine anyone in real estate, anyone in any other network marketing company, anyone that's a coach, a trainer, financial services, accountants, lawyers, chiropractors, doctors, using the bank system to get results in their business. We teach it to many, many industries. It can help in their marketing, on their reach, their revenue, and their retention. The third area that people apply bank is in their relationships. And you have a masterclass on bank for relationships because it has the power to absolutely strengthen every key relationship that you have. It's not going to do you any good to build an amazing business and make millions of dollars and have broken relationships and end up in divorce and your children won't talk to you. Bank is going to have you build better, stronger relationships. The fourth area of impact where bank can help you is something called emotional intelligence. It's not just about how smart you are. It's about how emotionally intelligent you are. And the definition of emotional intelligence means that you understand yourself better by knowing your bank code, and you understand the other person better by knowing their bank code and having the ability to communicate with them intentionally based on that bank code. Bank is going to make you far better at building these relationships with other human beings because it's going to raise your emotional intelligence. And Harvard University said that is far more important than your actual brain IQ intelligence. Fifth and final area that bank is going to create massive impact for you is in your leadership skills. Your ability to lead other people is based on your ability to influence more people. If you want to build a large team at Go, you need to have massive influence over a lot of people. And you're going to have all different types of personalities joining Go for different reasons. If you're going to be a great leader, you're going to have the ability to talk to connect and to build relationships with all of the different personality types in your organization. That's going to make you a far more impactful leader. And for customers out there in the world that are using it to accelerate their leadership skills of their self, leadership skills of their family, leadership skills of their company, leadership skills of their community, and for people who play big enough, leadership skills for all of humanity. Friends, bank is an absolute game changer. Les Brown said it himself, and he endorsed our book here. And I've got a special announcement that I'm going to share. Bank, this is a quote from Les Brown on this book. He said, bank is a game changer for every entrepreneur and sales professional. That's you right here at Go. And it's all the customers you're going to bring it to that are not yet here at Go. He said, this system will strengthen your confidence because you can be more confident when you know exactly who you're talking to and how to get the yes and how to avoid the no. Automatically, you're going to have more confidence and more self-esteem. Number 2 is expand your selling skills. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned veteran in network marketing and you're $1 million earner, or if you're just getting started and you have no sales and recruiting skills at all. We're going to make you better. We're going to make you be able to save time, money, and energy using this system. Increase your influence, your income, and your impact. And that's the last thing he said, is dramatically increase your income, your influence, and your impact. That's what bank's going to do. Les Brown is one of your Go Learn instructors. And here's Les Brown endorsing the bank system as being one of the most revolutionary sales training systems the world has ever seen. And we are proud to announce that you officially now have access to it in the Go Learn platform. All you have to do is make sure that you've purchased a package with enough credits that you can log in and redeem and access the bank training courses and master classes. On top of it, we've got a very special bonus. I wanted every single one of you who gets access to these courses to get a very special copy of my book, Why They Buy. So when you log in, you're going to get digital access to the digital book of Why They Buy so that you can read it, use it, apply it, and implement it. Friends, this is the end of today's session. Type, let's see, on a scale of 1 to 10, type into the chat box how much you love what you just learned. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being low, like you don't like it, and 10 being like over the moon excited, I'm fired up, and I can't wait to log in and go use my credits at Go to redeem these courses. Type into the chat box on a scale of 1 to 10. And if you rank me an 8 or higher, what I'm telling you is we're just getting started. This may be the end of today's session, but it's the beginning of a very long-term relationship with you guys. We're working on some incredible things that are absolutely going to accelerate your business here at Go. Our company has developed tools, training, and technology, including the ability to crack someone's code from anywhere in the world in less than 90 seconds, and artificial intelligence that can do it with the click of a button in nanoseconds. I don't even have time to go into all the amazing things that we're talking about, because step 1 is first, log in to Go and take these classes. Once you start to learn the bank system, step 2 is going to be able to start cracking the codes of every person you're dealing with. Crack the code of every person who's getting involved in your business. Make sure that you know their bank codes and make sure that you start to communicate effectively. Follow our tips and strategies that we teach. We have a whole lot more that we're going to be teaching you very, very soon. Okay, so let your leadership teams know if you love this training. Let the executive team know if you want a whole lot more of it. I'm super fired up to help you make a massive impact for you, your business, your income, your influence, for your family. And as I said, I'm honored to be a part of the Go Learn faculty of expert advisors and trainers that you get access to by being a member of Go Global. So thank you very much for inviting me to this amazing training. I hope you have an incredible day. I can't wait to hear feedback from you on the platform and how much you absolutely love these courses. Remember always to get out there and make people matter. You make them matter when you know their bank code and speak to them in their bank code. And of course, when you do, get ready and buckle up, friends, because you're about to take it to the bank. We'll see you in the next training. Let's go.
Wow, 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 guys. Now you know how to crack the code. I told you that she's amazing. I told you she's energetic. And I believe that right now you guys know exactly what I was speaking about. I just want you guys, to put 111 in the chat if you're excited. I want you to put 777 in the chat if you love Sherry Tree, because she's amazing, ladies and gentlemen, and she will be part of it, obviously on our platform, but I'm sure that she will also be part of one of the big events that we're going to do in the future. So that being said, as you guys know, we have also an amazing bonus promotion going on. Right now is the moment to really step up, become G3 in June, and get $500. It's an additional promotion next to our rank rewards, what means that whenever you qualify for G3, within 24 hours, it will be on your e-wallet. Even if you become G3, G4, G5 in the same month, still this G3, $500 you will receive. So right now we have everything what it takes. We have the knowledge. We know how to crack the codes. I'm sure that right now all the conversations you will be having with your prospects will be completely different. It will be a game changer for you, believe me. So educate your organizations on this. Make sure that from Monday the 12th, you will be watching all of the content on our platform. And guys, let's make it happen. Take care.